a student didn't do their homework, you need to correct an assignment in order to get a mark. So what we had talked about, we talked about some different things. One of them being making sure that we give our students enough time to do the homework. So maybe if it's due on Wednesday, giving the students some grace period to make sure that they have it done. So making sure if you have to have it for sure done by Friday, tell them it's due on Wednesday. Checking in with the student, why can't they do their homework at home? Maybe they have parents that don't speak their language, maybe they aren't able to get the support at home, maybe they have other responsibilities at home that is causing them to not be able to do that. And we also talked about, we weren't sure what the answer was, but setting up from the beginning a classroom in which our students understand the importance of assessment or the importance of doing their homework. Oftentimes if a student doesn't really care whether or not they do their homework or if they get a good mark, so we were kind of trying to brainstorm ideas on how to get students to really get involved with the assessments and the assignments. And maybe one of those things is just making it creative and that they're interesting. So it's not just doing some boring math sheet, but it's important math that they understand the importance of.
Excellent. Now I know you mentioned over there that you don't give a mark for homework, but the homework could be an assignment, it could be a project as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean the homework that you assign for that day. It could be any type of homework as well. And the thing is, if they didn't do the math, let's say they didn't do the page 36, 1 to 15, whatever, and they didn't do the homework, well, you're going to take it up the next day and then continue on with page 37. Well, if they didn't do 36, they won't understand 37. So here you are, you're taking up the work, so they're writing down the answers, which they don't even understand how to do, and then you're on to the next page. So then they fall back further and further behind. So I always stress, not doing their homework was very important in my classroom, and heads were rolled, and you had to do your homework. It was really, really important. And they learn. They learn how important it is that they get the work done. And usually in the primary, I'll be with you a second. Thank you. Usually in the primary or in the junior division, especially primary, you don't get that much homework anyways. And in the junior, like even 4 and 5, maybe a major assignment would be, and you give them a couple of weeks for them to finish it, but it wasn't a lot of work to do. And I think each board has a number of minutes that the student has for how many minutes they have for math and how many minutes for social studies and how many minutes for literacy. And so you sort of have to go by those minutes as well. So we're not talking about a lot of homework at all. Okay, thank you. A question, please.
I was just going to say, they mentioned students who sometimes couldn't get around to doing homework at home for whatever reasons. I had a teacher, just in past experiences, who set up twice a week with a lunch hour homework club, and they could come in, and that's when, if they had trouble doing it at home, could come in and do it then and get the extra support from the teacher as well.
Excellent, yeah. A lot of the teachers do it like at 3:30 or something like that, or the end of the day as well. They have a homework club. And it can be any students from the junior division or any students from the class for the school that can come in and do the homework. It's not like the teacher's going to teach again, but they can have the work there too. And sometimes you have to accommodate. There may be certain students in your class that can't do 30 questions of math. They can do 17 questions and they can do it well, then 30 questions, because maybe they panic and oh my God, it's too much. So you would know those students and you will then decide, let them do 17, but let them do it well. So that's great. Okay, thank you.